Hey K-pop lovers! You're tuned in to K-pop Fair, where every story hits your heart like your favorite beat. Some moments are ordinary. Some moments are fleeting. And then there are moments that stop time entirely. This is one of them. Kim Taehyung, a cup of coffee, and a quiet presence that feels larger than life. Under the low hum of studio lights, Taehyung doesn't just stand. He inhabits the room like it was built for him. The set feels less like a commercial and more like a scene from an art film. Shadows fall softly on linen curtains, and a porcelain cup releases a curl of steam, rising like a secret. He doesn't pose. He simply exists. And the camera follows, powerless to look away. From the moment Compose Coffee chose him as their ambassador, people knew this was bigger than business. Coffee is not just a drink. It's ritual, culture, memory. And Taehyung is not just a celebrity. He is an artist who makes silence magnetic, who turns stillness into presence. Every detail tells a story. A black suit with sharp lines. A cream sweater, sleeves casually pushed up. A dark coat draped across his shoulders like the air itself chose to dress him. Fashion becomes language, and style becomes atmosphere. Even fabric carries flavor. The smooth silk of a scarf like a latte, the weight of wool like a dark roast. Watching him, it is impossible not to hear music, even in silence. His BTS voice has always been velvet and smoke. Here, that musicality becomes visual. The camera captures rhythm and gestures. A spoon circling, eyes drifting to the window, a pause before the sip. The silences matter as much as the movements. Like jazz, the beauty is in the spaces. The world didn't wait for the official release. One leaked clip of Taehyung stirring his coffee spread across social media like wildfire. Fans analyzed every frame. His smile, the tilt of his head, the exact shade of the drink. Hashtags trended within minutes. Edits filled timelines within hours. By the week's end, Compose Coffee had become less a brand, more a shared ritual. Critics couldn't ignore it. Fashion writers praised the restraint, how simplicity became elegance. Business analysts pointed to Compose Coffee's skyrocketing numbers. Cultural commentators called it a masterclass in soft power. How one man's presence can turn an everyday product into a dream. But the real resonance lies beyond commerce. Coffee is a global language. A morning cup in Seoul mirrors an afternoon in Paris, a midnight in Buenos Aires, a dawn in Jakarta. Music is the same. Both universal, both intimate. Together, they suggest that a sip of coffee can be as transcendent as a song. Taehyung doesn't just endorse the brand. He embodies it. There is poetry in the pairing. Taehyung cherishes small things. Quiet evenings, painting alone, walking with friends. Compose Coffee celebrates the same. Simplicity, comfort, warmth. The collaboration feels less like a contract and more like destiny. The advertisement itself is more than marketing. It is artifact. Like iconic perfume films of the past, it doesn't sell the product, it sells a world. It invites you not to buy, but to pause. To breathe. To drink slowly. To feel that elegance lives not in excess, but in presence. Speculation already grows. Will this launch Compose Coffee into global recognition? Will brands rethink ambassadors as storytellers instead of endorsers? The answers matter less than the fact that Taehyung has already minted a cultural moment. And in the digital age, moments are everything. The image that lingers is the simplest. Taehyung lifting the cup, pausing, drinking. A gesture anyone can do, yet in his hands, it feels mythic. A reminder that life's richest pleasures are often the quietest. Steam rising. Warmth in the palm. Silence turning into song. Compose Coffee wanted to sell a beverage. What it delivered was an atmosphere, a story, a dream. And at the center is Kim Taehyung. Not just an artist, not just a face, but a feeling. A bridge. A presence that stays long after the cup is empty. ChatGPT belong. The room still holds its quiet magic, the kind that lingers after the cameras stop rolling. Light filters through the curtains, soft and deliberate, catching on Taehyung's profile as if the universe itself pauses to admire. Even in stillness, he tells a story, a narrative of elegance, restraint, and intimacy that feels both modern and timeless. Every movement becomes ritual. A finger brushing the rim of the cup, a slight tilt of the head, a slow exhale before a sip. Ordinary gestures transform into poetry, and the mundane act of drinking coffee feels sacred, almost cinematic. In this space, presence itself becomes the language, and Taehyung its most fluent speaker. Fans worldwide have taken note. Screens light up with reactions, edits, and quiet admiration. Cafes echo with footsteps of those hoping to feel a trace of the atmosphere he inhabits. Compose Coffee has transcended commerce. It has become a shared experience, a global rhythm set to the cadence of a single man's presence. Fashion, music, movement, all converge here, but so does emotion. Taehyung's magnetism is subtle, residing in pauses, glances, and gestures that feel unstudied yet purposeful. The campaign's power is not in spectacle but in intimacy, in the gentle gravity that draws viewers closer. It's a lesson in how simplicity, when inhabited fully, becomes extraordinary. The collaboration whispers a truth larger than branding. Beauty lives in small moments, in patience, in the quiet between actions. The cup of coffee is more than a prop. It is an extension of him, a medium through which atmosphere is shared and meaning is felt. In his hands, it becomes a bridge between culture, emotion, and artistry. Critics and commentators have framed it in many ways. Cultural phenomenon, marketing masterstroke, aesthetic achievement, but the essence remains simple. It is about presence, about how one person can transform the ordinary into something mythic. The campaign teaches that stillness, elegance, and subtlety can carry a story louder than any words or slogans. And when the final frame fades, what remains is the memory of a gesture. Taehyung lifting the cup, pausing, drinking. Steam curling into the air, warmth in the hands, a silence that sings. Compose Coffee may have intended to sell a beverage, but what it gave the world was a moment, a feeling, a dream. At the center stands Kim Taehyung, not only an artist, but a presence, a bridge, a quiet force that lingers long after the cup is empty. That's it from K-pop Fair, your ultimate K-pop destination. Remember, stay sparkling and always follow your heart. See you in the next video.
Invincible.